Preparing to live stream. Got it.
Got it.
Did you have to prove that too?
I did.
Can't secretly record you.
It says we're streaming.
Hey, here we
Yeah.
are. Hello, my friends. Brendon, can you see us?
I see us.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see us. Let's do this thing. Hello, friends. I'm Trina Gray, and this is, of course, world-renowned expert performance growth keynote speaker, three-time best-selling author, and friend, creator of Growth
What's
Day, Brendon
up?
Burchard. Brendon, welcome.
So good seeing you. Good to be here.
We were just having a conversation, and I said, hey, why don't we go live on Facebook and talk to people about the benefit of your brilliant personal growth platform called Growth Day. So
Yeah.
let's chat a little bit about, could you tell people, if they don't know, the quick story behind you creating the largest personal growth library in the world?
Yeah. I wish it could be a fancy story. Listen, most people watching this, you struggle with your motivation and you struggle with confidence. You struggle with productivity. You struggle with influencing your family and your team, and you struggle with energy. And I don't say that in some diminishing way. We all do. I do. I'm the high performance guy. I struggle with those things. And what you come to realize in life, which everybody realizes at some point, is that self-improvement isn't something you do once in a while. It has to be a way of life. And you have to train your mindset and your habits as much as you train your body if you want success. You have to do the work in personal development to have long-term success. And so I began when I was 20 years old, starting studying personal development and psychology, neuroscience, high performance studies, human behavior change, because I was miserable. I was sad, depressed, coming out of a terrible relationship. And I discovered that I didn't know how to be happy. I had a car accident that made me realize life is short, kid. You'd better learn how to live and love and matter. And since I didn't know how to do those, I started studying personal development. And in that, I found my paths to being more purposeful, more intentional. I found more self-awareness. I found self-mastery. I found confidence. And as I got older and I had a choice to do with what my career, I was like, I want to give that to people. I want people to find their own growth plan in life. And yet most people never find it. So we started Growth Day to give that system, to give people the growth plan, to give them the mentors they usually can't afford, to give them the journaling, the goal setting, the habit tracking that everyone says you need to be successful, but most people never had it. And so putting everything, all of the personal growth tools and the teachers you need to actually accelerate your growth and success is what Growth Day does.
That's amazing. Brendon, for people listening that are anywhere on that spectrum, they were who you were at 20, right? Like in a somewhat broken place in life, wondering about your future, to where you are now, which is like the performance growth guru, right? You are the creme de la creme, right? So there's people listening that are anywhere on that spectrum. Do you feel like anyone could improve along that spectrum no matter where they're starting?
Yeah. I don't think only can they must.
They must.
You must. Like if you want to have a great quality of life, you have to learn to be better as a parent, as a leader. If you want a better quality of life, you need to not be so emotionally reactive. If you want a better quality of life, you need to be so intentional and conscious that you take back the reins of life and you actually architect your future versus just showing up one day. And I think the challenge is because life is so hard, because there's so much stress, because there's so much chaos, it's often that we do the very thing that hurts us, which is give up. And we don't assert ourselves and say, I'm going to do the things that help me get better. And everyone knows the things that help them get better. And everyone knows that they should be thinking about their thoughts and improving their thoughts and their habits. They should be looking at goals. They should be journaling. They should be improving their communication skill. They should be tapping in to the best of who they are. And then Monday hits.
And then
And they
it's
realize
chaos. And like you said, it's people winging it. And I love this said you have to be the architect, not just of your future, but the architect of your day, or you're going to wing your day, or the day's going to run you.
yeah,
So this platform you created, Growth Day, it's a membership website for people that haven't heard of it or haven't been there yet. I can't wait to introduce you to it. Growth Day is a membership website. It's a better investment than any other membership you're paying for right now. And I understand Netflix and Hulu and all that, right? Disney Plus, but this builds you as a human, as a mom, as a dad, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as an employee, right? This builds you. So in this, you've created a system for people to run their day, to run their thoughts, and to get better, not by chance.
yes. And I think that's as important. It's like, I always tell people, do you want to be successful and happy? They always say yes. I go, show me your system. Yeah, show me the system. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like,
chaos.
So you want these things, but you don't yet have the system or the support for these things. And that's why we started Growth Day. It's like, oh, wait, we can give you the world's best research-backed personal development tools here. Oh, you need motivation and inspiration and new life strategies, new business strategies, new career strategies. No problem. That's my network. I'll bring in the #1 mindset performance coaches in the world, and we'll go live for you every single week. And that's Growth Day. World-class tools, the best teachers, and those things separately would be like $3,000-$4,000.
Right.
And we figured out how to make it less than $1 a day. And so that's, I think, our big breakthrough was all these things. And I'm just like, hey, there's a better way. Put your personal development in one system. Pay less than $1 a day. Yeah. Let's get you on a personal growth plan that actually works for you, that you'll stick to, that you'll find motivating. Because whether you listen to it or you want to journal, you want to capture your goals, or you just love to watch Ed Milet or Mel Robbins when they're actually teaching, not doing a podcast, but teaching. That's what Growth Day gives people. And I think people need that in their personal growth journey. They need multiple modalities. Yeah. They need to learn from different mentors who are different than them. They need successful people to go, hey, these things work. And I think that the success we're having and the excitement we're having is because people are going, this is so much better than having like 12 journals sitting around, or I got a Post-it note of goals over there. And once in a while, I listen to this person's podcast, because you need discipline to grow. And so our system creates those disciplines, those routines, those habits that actually help you grow, and we can measure it.
So, Brendon, I was chatting with some business owners last week, and there's an insurance agent who came to me after the presentation and said, I really need a plan. I feel overwhelmed and overstretched was the word he used. I am on all these different boards. I coach my kids. I own a local business. I feel a bit lost. Right. And here's someone who has all the makings of a high performer. He's a giver. He's a leader. He's convicted. Right. And I said to him, would you be willing to follow the same system I follow for personal growth? Would you be willing to give this system a try? Not only did he say yes, he said, hell yes, I'll start tomorrow. Sure enough, his name, not to be confused with Brendon, is Brandon. He messaged me the next day, and I thought you'd like this story. He messaged me the next morning and said, well, today I started with a walk on the treadmill, listening to Brendon's Daily Fire. I finished. I did some journaling for the first time in a decade. I did some meditation and prayer, and my whole day went better. I bookended my day with another meditation, prayer, and journaling, and I had one of the best days I've had. I'm so grateful you exposed me to this.
Awesome.
It's just the power of taking someone who has aspirations of being a high performer. So many people want to be successful, and you have laid out a path for us, simple tools for us, some journaling, listen to this audio, and you've made it easier for people who want to be high performers, because it's not easy to do, but you've made the system easier, in my opinion.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, that person, like a lot of people listening and watching right now, you have a lot of ambitions and you have a lot of goals and you have a lot of dreams. But if all of your efforts are always random, if you leave your growth to randomness, it's like you're doing good in the world, but you feel scattered.
Yeah.
You're doing good in the world, but you don't integrate the win. You don't feel more confident or more happy or more engaged, even though you're doing good. It's
Yeah.
like a lot of people are doing good, but they don't actually feel any of the positive results from it because they know it's just something they can't maintain. It's random.
It is.
And when
It
you put
feels
people
like,
on a plan, it's like, oh my gosh, I can have success and not wreck my health. I can have success and not wreck my relationships. This is amazing, you know?
those are very, very tangible examples that we have this feeling that to be successful, the level of sacrifice is self-care, relationships, right? And no, you're saying, no, no, no. Success is self-care, relationships. You put it together and made it. So for people listening right there now, they're like, well, what is this and what all do I get? So the breakdown is on the daily, you get something called the daily fire. It's kind of like we're in this cool kids club is how I feel. That once you have growth day, everybody's just talking about the daily fire like it's normal, right? We talk about the daily fire like other people talk about negative headlines. It becomes a conversation. It becomes our dialogue really, Brendon, around, the people I put myself around are loving your platform and it gives us something fun to talk about. So Daily Fire is an audio that Brendon films like on the daily. These are the one he put up today was about discipline. He filmed it, he recorded it last night.
Yeah.
Right? These are not canned YouTube old talks that he's chopping up. This is him riffing like his best of his best. It's like getting a stand-up comedian, but he's a growth performance, right? He can
Yeah.
be funny, he can be witty. But so, Brendon, the daily fire is one of those popular attributes, right? Then, of course, you have all these courses from the world's best leaders in so many different areas of life, from money mindset to brain health to overcoming overwhelm to discipline. Like you have collected, your arms reach far. You
Yeah.
have collected the best of the best among you.
Thank you.
And and in addition to that, all these fun bells and whistles that you can journal, you can make your plan for the day. I've been using your to-do list in there. I love checking them off. I just feel successful, right?
Yeah.
So that's what the platform is. And it's been for you, would you say, just a work of passion, a work of love for you to come up with
Yeah.
this?
It's been the hardest thing in my life.
That says
What would
something.
be easy is just to do a podcast once a week. And I'm not saying that's easy. I'm saying that would be easier. We chose to build a software company, and we chose to build a software company because we know that people do not grow without consistent tools. They just
Mhm.
don't. You can give them
Yep.
media, but if there's not tools to supplement their journey, they'll forget to do it, or they won't have the track record or the history or the targeted recommendations. The more you use Growth Day, the more we learn like, oh, you really need business training. Oh, you really need leadership training. Oh, you need communication training. Oh, you're interested in parenting. And we aim our
Yeah.
content towards who you are and what you need. And then I take on every day a personal development topic. Sometimes it's discipline. Sometimes it's resilience. Sometimes it's communication or conflict. Sometimes it's just happiness. But I share it from the perspective of how I've been able to help people really transform in those areas. Because most
Yeah.
people can't afford a life coach. And
Right.
most people, can't afford people who are high performance coaches. So what I do is I go, let me give you every day 3 things to think about, consider, or do that will shift you. Because the argument that I have, if everyone's wondering, like, what's the main thing about Growth Day? It's literally in the title. It's this
Mhm.
idea that if you want to be more happy or successful in life, you need more days of growth. When you finish those days of growth, when you have a day and you're just like, oh my gosh, I was awesome to the kids. I got my stuff done. I feel good about myself. That's a growth
Yeah.
day. You're like, oh my gosh, I had a good day. I had a great day. I grew today. When you have that on a consistent basis, it's a different life.
I was just going to say, people are always thinking about what they want their life to look like. And I feel like what you've shown us is your life is going to be made up of how you grow each day, your
Yeah.
mindset, your winning the day is winning the year. And you've made it easier with these building blocks every day. You did 2 lessons this week I love today on discipline. It was so interesting that You shared that like, hey, your discipline really comes from your identity. Do you see how do you see yourself and then act that way? How do you see yourself, hold yourself to that standard?
Mm.
And it was really eye-opening to me. And I love how you share you weave in so many personal stories from your upbringing or your family to illustrate these points. And the one earlier in the week that was really impactful to a lot of people I work with was it's never too late. It was actually a
Yeah.
really emotional lesson that it's never too late to
Yeah.
start working out. It's never too late to write that book. It's never too late to improve that marriage. It's never too late to take that trip. And so much of what you teach on, Brendon, is life, business, family, relationships, leadership. Like it really covers, the 360 of someone's life.
Yeah. I think it's important people hear that message of it's never too late. And the message of beginning to work on yourself
Yeah.
hard and honestly now will have huge payoff in weeks and months from now. But if you
Yeah.
don't work on yourself hard now, then what happens is, a year from now, you're in the same place and you're like, I feel stuck. The only way to get, like, literally, you bust through stuck through making self-improvement a way of life. People say, well, but can everyone grow every day? I go, yes, because the problem with humans is we wake up kind of on default mode every day. We wake
Thinking
up with
about
our
the same worries we had yesterday. Think about the same things that went wrong a month ago.
and we're the same human. So we have the same human cognitive biases for negativity, for self-judgment, for comparison, for distraction. So everyone knows this. You've had a great Monday and then you sucked on Tuesday. And that's just real. You wake up kind of refreshed every day. So you have to do the work every day. That's why we say every day is a great day to grow. We need you to have more days of growth. If usually you only have 1 day of growth, we want you to get 2 days of growth. If usually you grow 3 weeks out of the quarter, we want you to grow 6 weeks out of the quarter. It's more days of growth and you will feel so activated. And it will just become more of a rhythm that you're not waking up in your default mode. Instead, you're waking up in your intentional, conscious mode. And this rhythm starts to happen, this like incredible upward swing in your life. And people go, oh my gosh, I've changed. And it's not casual anymore. It's like, no, I'm different. There's an edge to it, a performance edge. There's a high performance to it. There's almost a little bit of a swagger. You give someone about 10 days of real growth out of the month, they get swagger. They're like,
listen, I know you and I both really appreciate health, wellness, and fitness. And I really think the parallels of when you said you give somebody 10 days of growth, you get swagger. And I would agree with the same. You give somebody 10 days of movement, of exercise, you get confidence. They walk taller. So it's like putting these things together is what I think is magic, right? The idea. So let me give you my quick morning routine. We'd love to hear yours to finish it out. In the morning now, I get up. I, of course, mix up my Energize from Body, strawberry lemonade. I come up. I do about a 30-minute workout. These days I'm doing some bar and some Pilates. I literally can't wait. My heart is starting to pitter patter. I get excited to see like, what's my topic today? I cannot wait to plan it. So listen, folks, I hit play right there. I sit right there, not distracted, no technology, nothing else. And I've just been listening. I just take it in and listen 15, 20, 25 minutes, whatever it is. The time passes so fast with Brendon. And then I come to my computer, I journal what I heard. And I get this little when I finish it, but I journal what I heard and I go into my day feeling like I'm ready. My thoughts are ready. My body's ready. My energy's ready.
I love it. It's totally necessary. I tell people, whatever you do as a morning routine, there's 3 fundamentals that they're absolute fundamentals in all of the research. And I think you can change the order. You can do whatever you want, but you have to move.
Yep.
You have to consume something that is positive, that gives you some kind of life strategy or opens you up to faith or does something where that is reading the Bible or listening to a daily fire in growth day or, watching your favorite YouTuber. All those are fine. But there's something about making sure that there's life strategies tied to it because it makes you think about your life.
Yeah.
If you don't think about your life each morning, You just get sucked into everybody else's agenda
Mhm.
and all your obligations, and you lose touch with yourself.
So good.
And the third thing in all the research just says over and over and over, if you will learn to journal,
Journal.
if you will learn to journal, it will shift things for you. And a lot of people go, well, I don't know what to journal about. I go, that's why in Growth Day, our journal gives you the prompts. You can press any of the buttons and it just generates the things for you to fill out that will help you with your self-awareness and your motivation and your focus and your mental strength, so that you don't have to figure it out. Just literally open the app, listen to Daily Fire, then journal, and you'll feel like you're back in command of your life.
Yes, good words. In command. I feel like so many of us, a lot of us are working parents, have lots of roles. You're either a caregiver of aging parents, caregiver of kids, you are, running households. And I feel like this gives me to just be super cliche about it, like putting my own oxygen mask on first, doing my own workout, having positive thoughts, not scrolling social media, not diving into my inbox of other people's agendas, but purposefully taking in quality content has been such a game changer for me and so many people I work with. And your time today has been so listen, as alarming as this is going to be to people, this is not the coolest interview you've ever done. You've interviewed some like incredible icons, world leaders. It's almost embarrassing that I'm on here with you today, right? Humble.
Oh, I love it. No,
Humble.
because what you're doing is so important. Listen, what you just talked about, sitting in your chair right there. Listen, everyone should ask this question, and I'll ask you it. Did you get inspired this morning? Yes or no?
Yes.
Did you, it's like Growth Day members are like, yes. Every Growth Day member is like, yeah.
Yes.
But people who aren't in Growth Day, they're like,
no, I got distracted. I
scrolled. I got angry about the world and the news. I compared myself to her. And then, I was off with the kids and then I had to run errands and everything else like that. And now it's 4:00 and I haven't felt anything about the day yet. I'm just tired.
Feeling
and that's what
day starting from the morning. It's so true. When you shifted, you said the word earlier that I just really love the idea of, you've convinced me. I mean, I've been following you for forever, right? I've been to your live events. I've read your books. I've got High Performance Habits right behind me. I've got all your stuff, right? What I've seen from you that has impacted me a lot in my life is the ability to shift, and that I don't have to do anything radical to become the person I want to be. And I think that's what I find your coaching so relatable, is that you help me with shifts. And when you make enough shifts, wow, does your life open up.
Yes.
And it feels doable to work with you, and your content feels doable to me because it's a shift in a thinking. And it's a shift in a habit. Those are kind of the two things, a shift in thinking or a shift in habit. Oh my gosh, 30 days later, your life looks remarkable. And you didn't really have to do anything radical to do it.
That's right. You can get in a good place every day.
Mm-hmm.
And the more days that you get in a good place is to be a good mom, a good place to lead well, a good place to deal with the chaos and the obligations of life.
Yeah.
When you teach yourself and you train yourself to get in that good place, you suddenly realize you're growing. Yeah. And it's like almost a natural byproduct.
So cool.
But many people, again, we're in our default modes, we're in reaction modes, and all of a sudden we're like, I don't feel like I'm in a good place. And then we say, I don't feel like I'm growing. And then we say, I hate my life.
Yeah.
And it's a slippery slope. And that's why I always tell people, you just got to get more days of growth. In Growth Day, we help you get them. We get you in a good place. We help you track and monitor your progress through our habit tracking, our life scores. We give you daily motivation that's not a podcast or an interview. It's like training. It's like, hey, let me train your mind today. And that's what I'm doing for people in Growth Day. I'm training your mind every day to not do things I tell you to do. I open the gate of self-awareness. I pose a lot of questions.
Many questions. That's just it. That, like, your teaching style is not to tell me how to live my life. Your teacher style, like today, asking, how do you identify? How do you see yourself? Like, you're not telling me how to see myself. I have to say, I see myself as a good role model for my kids. Am I living that? I see myself as an entrepreneur. I see myself as an aspiring author or speaker, right? Like, you ask me the questions, I will rise to the occasion.
Yes. That's it. And so that's my job in the Daily Fire is like, I want to open up that gate of self-awareness each day so that you live intentionally from a good place.
Mm-hmm. It's so good.
If I can get you living intentionally from a good place, day after day after day, you have more days of growth and you feel like this, it literally is like a surge of progress for people. That's what a testimonial they wrote in. It says, I've been in growth day for 7 days. I feel a surge of progress in my life already. And I love that phrase.
What a cool phrase.
Yes.
I do love that. It's very like a surge of progress. And it didn't, I think sometimes people, Brendon, they wait to work on themselves until life slows down. They wait, whether it's fitness or mindset, they wait until like some magically they think that, life's going to get easier. It's going to slow down. I'm going to book some kind of a, yoga retreat abroad and work on myself in 2025. And I feel like you're making it feel like, no. This is just give me 20 minutes a day. Let's work on your habits. You make it feel so, one, it's so affordable, it's so approachable, it's so universal, and it doesn't require that you know somebody who knows somebody to get a front row seat at an event to spend $10,000, which, listen, your events, to put this in perspective for people, people have invested tens of thousands of dollars to go see you live. You charge $100,000 for a keynote, but you're offering yourself up. It's such a remarkable way, an affordable way to really spread mindset and growth to everybody.
That's my goal. That's my goal. I want people to see it's like, hey, this is accessible. I can do this every day. I can feel more inspired. I can feel better every day. And that's going to create an unbelievable momentum in my life. And most people, they don't even understand it, except I know some people in your audience, as well as mine, they get personal development and they can remember a time they listened to a trainer or they did that workout or they found that mentor and it was like something in their life unlocked.
Yeah, an unlock.
Opened up. And it was all of a sudden like, whoa. And they don't even know how to describe it. They're just like, whoa. And that's the vibe and the feeling I want people to get. And I want them to experience real progress and momentum and joys in their life again. Most people, I wish at this stage that they'd had more training in personal development because they would honor themselves more.
Yeah.
They would celebrate themselves more. They would have the confidence they deserve at this stage of their life. But because I don't think a lot of personal development has been as accessible or sometimes as good,
right.
It
can be kind of intimidating, Brendon. The average person is working on, in my opinion, working on a grocery list, a sports schedule, a to-do list, and like, wait, I'm supposed to be growing personally, and what book am I supposed to get? Am I supposed to? The everyday working parent isn't thinking about their next seminar.
That's right.
They're thinking about the next banquet, the next uniform they have to buy. And so that's why I love what you've created, because instead of just us consuming Netflix at night, I would love to see more peers and friends consuming Growth Day in the morning.
Totally. Me too. I just feel like that is, listen, the garbage in, garbage out. Great content that makes you feel good and gives you better life strategies and encourages you to be actually better with your family and do better at work and to serve more people, because a lot of what we teach here in Growth Day is based on servant leadership. Yeah. And it's based on a philosophy of high performance where you do get to enjoy more success, but you also deepen your relationships and improve your physical health along the way. So I want you to feel amazing this next part of your life. You didn't survive. You didn't come this far and survive all this stuff to not feel incredible. But most people, as you know, Trina, they don't feel incredible. And sometimes they lack the mindset training that other people got. Like, I wouldn't be here unless I got incredible mindset training. I lucked out. I had a high school mentor, and my dad was a Marine who did 3 tours of Nam. So he had a perspective, appreciation for life. My high school teacher, she believed in me. Now, those 2 gifts alone. And then my mom, who is just a bundle of joy and love. Wait, I've met her. That's an unfair advantage.
She is a spark.
Yeah, so I had 3 people early in my life that conditioned my brain for goodness. Not everybody gets that. And then what happens? They go throughout life, they get criticized. They go throughout life, they don't know how to integrate so that they can feel confidence and real appreciation and real emotion each day. Then they go throughout life, they get laid off or they get divorced or the business fails and it weighs on them and they've never learned to unleash that feeling or unlock that difficulty and say, when I tell them you can feel great, it sounds like crazy talk to them until we say, let me help you day by day.
Day by
Get
day.
there. All I want you to do is open up Growth Day, press that daily fire. I got you from there. I'll tell you what to do. We'll build your plan together. Just open it up, hit daily fire, and we will incrementally get you to a place that you never even imagined. Mm-hmm. And when you tap into that, I'm telling you, it is like that moment of like, again, where you're like, whoa, I forgot that it could feel like this.
I forgot my life could feel like this. And I feel like, what a cool thing to end on. By the way, for all of you watching, this is super impromptu. Please know that if I knew earlier in my day that I would have the occasion to interview one of the most reputable authors, speakers, writers, thought leaders in the world, yes, I could have gotten fancier. But when Brendon offered to go live with me and talk, I was like, amen. You just say yes. You just say yes, right? So I'm so grateful. Listen, I got to give a shout.
Listen, I want to pause you. Whoa. I want to say to you, yeah, I appreciate you. You have been a great light and a great guide as I'm trying to help out Body. I'm trying to help out so many people who are great leaders. I'm really trying to bring this message to more people. You've had so many great insights.
Thank you.
And so much. Talk to them like this. This is what's important. And you've been a great guide, especially through the Body system, but also just as a friend. So I'm appreciative
really appreciate
of you.
That.
And you were like, hey, do you want to do this? I'm like, I got a Growth Day hoodie. I got a Growth Day hoodie. Let's go. And I grabbed my hoodie right there and we went. So gosh. I'm happy to.
Yeah, I'm so grateful. I'm going to give a shout out. We have so many people watching and listening. And Lori, Lindsay, hi, Lindsay.
What's up, Lindsay?
Jill, Andrea, Jessica, Lori, Jamie.
Lindsay gets me fired up. Melanie gets me fired up. You have awesome friends, by the way.
I really do. Hi, Barbie. I know you've been loving Growth Day.
Hey, Barbie.
So Jessica is throwing you all kinds of just like
awesome. Thank you, Jessica.
Jessica's in Florida. We've got Rebecca on in San Diego. We've got Erin on in Texas. She's a huge fan. You should say hi, Erin
awesome.
Odin, right?
Hi, Erin. That's awesome.
Hi, Erin. We got Stephanie. We got so many people listening. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Listen, if you don't have Growth Day yet, let's make sure people know what the heck to do right now. If you happen to be a partner in Body, just literally log on to your own account tonight. What are we waiting for? You drink Energize every day. This would be, you got to get on and just unlock it yourself. You can buy it from your own account. If you're not a Body partner, you just need to know one. Like if you're on my page, send me a message. If you know any of these people on here right now, send them a message. They can send you a simple link. It honestly takes 30 seconds to unlock your life. It takes 30 seconds to unlock your life. And it's something you work on incrementally every day, not overwhelming, affordable, accessible, and the best investment in you.
I love it. The best investment in you is giving yourself the tools and the teachers who can unlock you. Mm-hmm. And that's what we bring at Growth Day. Everyone knows we have a 30-day money back guarantee. I owe that because it's like most people doubt how good they could feel in 30 days.
I bet that money back guarantee is collecting dust. I got to just say, no one's used it.
Like, no one uses it because they're like, it's that wow factor. They're like,
yeah,
wait,
no, I love it.
I get all of this and all this access. But honestly, what we're tapping into people, I think it's so important. They want to feel the day again. They want the momentum of days of growth. And sometimes we just don't believe it's possible. Yeah. And then they're like, wait, Brendon just bought me this person who charges $100,000 for a talk, or this tool just reminded me to do it's just kind of one of those really exciting times. And this wouldn't have been possible. And I said, it's one of the hardest things I ever did. Is like, if we didn't build this software around it.
Yeah.
To help you, to empower you, and to unlock you. I mean, it's been a hard journey. I always tell people that. And I think that all of personal development is a hard and worthwhile journey. Because if you don't do the hard work on yourself now, you pay for it 3 years from now. Like it catches up for you. It's just like, you know what I heard someone say the other day, Trina, this blew my mind. I don't know how many people were watching of Faith, but that this was a friend of mine who's very faith-based, big in his church. Listen to this one. He said, the bad habits that you don't deal with and break now in your life, eat your children alive.
Oh.
And I was like, whoa. And I'm telling you what, as leaders,
that's emotional.
Whether you're parents or you got team or you got people in your care about, like, too often we think personal development is just, oh, I don't need that because I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's not about you being fine.
And do you want to just be fine?
Yeah. Fine's a 4-letter word, by the way. We want, like, it's your responsibility to grow, not just for you, but so the kids see you grow. So the team sees you grow. So that the people around you are elevated and lifted, because Booker T. Washington used to teach that there's 2 ways to exert strength in the world. One is pushing down. And we've had plenty of that nonsense in our culture. The other is lifting up.
Rise up.
When you rise up, you lift others up. You're an example. Don't forget that. That's why I tell them, I was like, there's a lot of people, and I was one of them. That's why I can preach a little bit on this without sounding awful.
Yeah.
I didn't get the value. I was like, because I didn't value myself. But you know what? I valued my wife. And I knew I had to turn around my life for us. And once I had someone to fight for beyond myself, I doubled down on my personal development. I did the hard work so we could have a great life together. And if I hadn't had that moment of clarity, that personal growth isn't just about you.
It's about those you influence, about those you are responsible for. Can I finish with this?
Yes.
I'll be right here. Hold on. I want to share. I'm right here, Brendon.
I see you. And I also see your dog.
This matters to me because we've got a bunch of parents on, and you brought up the quote, "What you don't work on now will eat your kids alive," is what you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So listen, assuming that my kids will still love me if I do this, Brendon, I've been working on personal growth for, I would say my journey started 18 years ago. As a business owner, as a young mom, as an entrepreneur, I have built my life in my bookshelf, is how I often say it. I've built my life in my bookshelf. One thing you've done with Growth Day is you've taken my bookshelf, you've taken YouTube, you've taken podcasts, and you've taken notebooks, and you've put them in one place for me to access in a way that's beautiful, right? So you've taken all these ways that I have figured out myself how to grow, and you've consolidated in this like incredible system. And I can't say that enough. The bookshelf, the retreats, my notebook, searching YouTube's TED Talks, podcasts, you gave it to me all in one spot. So I do feel like I have taken it seriously, the role of impacting and influencing my kids. And I have some pretty amazing kids. And I want to tell you just really quickly, we'll end with what my kids said to me this year on Mother's Day. My daughter is a junior at the University of Michigan. She's brilliant. She's finishing her degree in 3 years. She's the most genuinely incredible young woman. And she said, "Happy Mother's Day, Mama. For all that you do, you deserve endless love and appreciation and celebration, but not just one day. You've always said that you love being a mom at all stages of life. I love being your daughter. I've been grateful for you all these years and all these stages of life, but particularly, I'm excited about our bond as I navigate adulthood. You are the best role model, the biggest inspiration for me. I'm so proud to be your daughter. You've taught me how to dream big, live grateful, and be brave. I love you, Mama. I love what you do for our family."
Whew.
This is why you do personal growth, right? And if I can share, because I have 2 kids, and it's not always that a teenage son is as generous with his words.
Yeah.
Right. And so this is my son before he went off to college. And he wrote, "Mom, you do so many amazing things and make so much happen as a mom, regardless of how much you have going on personally. You support me through everything, and I'll always appreciate that. Thank you for being the best mom in the world always. I love you, Colt."
Oof.
And I think that to be able to say that you've raised good humans, that you've raised independent, grateful human beings, is, if anybody's wondering why to invest in themselves, it's not just the bank account. And to me, it's not just the success in a business. It is literally the success of being a role model to others.
Woo.
There we go.
That's it, y'all. It's like there's a feeling you can access that is beyond just yourself. It's a feeling of pride and gratitude and connection with your family or your team or those people who you serve.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unlike anything you ever get. And you can only access it through self-awareness and self-mastery and social contribution and love. And when you get that, it's like, wait a minute, I got to grow my awareness so I can be happy and focused and a good contributor. I got to develop mastery so that I can manage my mind and get stuff done even when I don't feel like it. I've got to learn how to be a social contributor and love openly and honestly and communicate with people, because that's super hard. None of us default know how to do that.
Right.
Like Trina's example, as you said, it's her bookshop. She learned, she taught, she did the inner work.
Yeah.
So that she could inspire and raise up and receive cards like this from children, from her kids. I
love sharing that because I see so many women on with, Lindsay says the work we do makes a generational impact. People say
1,000%.
successful young adults are one of our greatest gift, right? So listen, I feel like for the people on with kids maybe younger, I love showing what it looks like to stick with personal growth for 18 years. And now you've simplified it for me, right? But I've been committed to it, and you've made it easier for me and also for me to pass on to others, which I so appreciate. Your time is so valuable. I can't thank you enough for doing this for me.
Oh, this was a gift to me. Just here, listen, getting to hear your son and daughter talk about that was an emotional gift for me today. So thank you. This was awesome. And you're a great friend, and you've helped me. And so it was an honor to be with you here today. And I know we're doing so much together, but I do hope that people watching who do know you recognize just how much you do give and how dedicated you are to your personal growth, because I think that's aspirational for all of us.
Oh my gosh. Well, coming from you, I'm going to just end it there because that's beautiful and wonderful. And listen, Brendon, enjoy your evening. Thanks for your generosity of spirit and all the work that you do on our behalf. And on behalf of everybody listening, thank you so much. Have a great night. Everybody, Lori, Tracy, Marissa, Tracy, good night, everybody. Thank you.
Night, everybody.